Alright guys, tonight is going to be a really hard fight, so we need to set up the plan, basically. So I got this video recording so we can walk through everything. I'll just go over the roles and what we hoped is going to happen. So Roland is actually starting like right there. And he has something called Circle of Power active. And what Circle of Power does is in a 30-foot radius from him, so like basically everyone from that point. All of you have advantage against spells and all magical saves. That includes Dragonfire, which we're probably going to be fucking with. And additionally, if you succeed on a save, then you take no damage. So the plan is here. Let me get a new color here. The plan for all of this is that Roland from this position is going to bonus action Dimension Door himself and Garrick on to the dragon. And this cannot be counterspelled, by the way. I have a few different backup plans in case Viagra tries to counterspell us. Yeah, but he's not getting a rise out of us this session. No. And the goal is to get Garrick to the top. And once Garrick is there, he is, well, firstly, Roland, on top of that, is going to evolve himself and Talisarian with the hopes of bringing the dragon down to the ground so that everyone can fight him. And then we're going to all focus fire on this motherfucking dragon. And after the dragon is taken care of, we're going for Tiberius. And after Tiberius, Roland is going to basically drop his transformed form, hop on Talisarian, and I'm going to fly around and basically be a heal bot that can't be touched. So that's the general plan there. Another important part of this plan is Olin. Olin right there. He is holding silence for when Garrick teleports. And Chris, if you're watching this, you cannot cast silence before we teleport, because that is no good, because that would make it so that Roland could not Dimension Door. But essentially, once Roland casts silence on Garrick, like after or right before the teleport, after the spell is cast, and we basically get up here all up on Frost's business, that means that no somatic components can be used because it will be on Garrick. And this will nullify Virion's casting when Garrick arrives. So that means no counter spells, no dispel magics, no fireballs, no fucking shit. And no reaction spells can be silent. They all have like this verbal components. I said somatic, but I meant verbal. So no verbal components anymore, and Virion is going to be completely shut down. And then, and this is the really important part, we have Garrick over here. This is his part of the plan. He is going to grapple Virion Frost. And once he's grappling him, hopefully we're on the ground at this point, and he can just drag him into the water. Because Garrick can breathe underwater. And he'll pull him under and basically drown the fucker to death. And this is, what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Garrick has an insane movement speed, so it really shouldn't be a problem getting him there. And let's just say for a moment that Frost succeeds on like the grapple check, which is going to be athletics or acrobatics, which Garrick is great on both, and he has advantage on athletics if he's raging to, grapple him, which, I think Garrick is going to do if he goes ahead. He's just going to hold that grapple attack. Yeah, but Roland's just going to cast Silvery Barbs on Frost if he succeeds, so he's going to make him re-roll, and then Garrick is going to gain advantage on whatever thing he does next, so he's going to continue grappling him and pulling Frost into the water with a silent spell. I mean, look guys, that's GG on Frost. Like, there's really nothing that they can do at that point. Frost will drown, they can't use spells, they're grappled, speed 0, they're completely fucked. And I have such little faith on getting away from Garrick, because his strength is fucking ridiculous at this point. I think his strength is, what, 29? 29 strength? That's fucking insane. So we'll be good on that front. At least I hope. Jonah, if possible, try to actually leave him alive. I'm not sure if we can do that, but I think it would be great if we got Borf the final kill, because the man deserves it. Maybe we can get his wife back. Who knows? Olin. Olin might be the most important player in this battle. So he's holding his reaction, right? To get the silence off so that we can 100% take Virion Frost down. Chris, if your initiative beats Roland's, keep holding silence and go prone. Like, just fucking lay down. Because if you do so, all ranged attacks will have disadvantage against you, and you won't go down. We just need you to stay up, buddy. And after Frost and the dragon are down, because I've calculated the weight, I'm going to be placing a few thousand pounds on the back of this dragon. So I don't think for a moment it's going to still continue to fly, because it's a young dragon. Like, fuck is it going to do? And once all those are down, you have the Helm of Teleportation. And everyone within 10 feet of you, you can cast teleportation on, and you can move all of those people right there. Right next to the dragon. And basically, it's going to be like a fucking airdrop. And the dragon is going to go down. And after the dragon goes down, we take down Tiberius. And then it's just mop-up duty once the 3 bosses are gone. And after you teleport, let's say you teleport in right here and everyone else is around you, stay safe. Concentration on silence cannot fail unless absolutely necessary, because we don't want Frost to be able to cast anything underwater. Aaron has ruled in the past that you can cast underwater. It uses air, though, from you. So, yeah, we can't allow Frost to cast, because he's then going to be able to teleport away or back onto the battlefield, and we're back at square one. So Frost cannot be allowed to cast any of that shit. Honestly, once you're here, consider, like, teleporting all the way back across the battlefield. Actually, not there, that corner. Probably, like, this corner of the battlefield, just by yourself, if need be, so that you can be safe. And then, like, take your shots and go prone. Like, literally just lay down. You'll be safe. You'll still be doing damage. I don't think you'll be able to Hunter's Mark, but that's fine, because you can just attack wounded enemies and do extra damage anyway. Just make sure, Chris, you stay safe. And everyone else, make sure that Chris stays safe, and that if his concentration goes down, we need to then somehow get him, like, to the edge of the water as quickly as possible, so that he can then cast his silence down and attack Virion Frost, so that shit don't go bad. Let's see. Up next, Vora. Brandon, I believe in you. You've been set up for this moment. Kill that fucking dragon. It needs to die, because this fire breath can do serious damage to all of us. And with all those other attackers, if we're all at half health at the start of this battle, I don't know if we're going to be able to make it through. So we're trying to avoid this dragon completely wrecking our day, because dragons can and will TPK parties, which is not good. A Dragon Slayer, your new sword, should be able to make quick work of this guy and take him down as well. Stay within 10 feet of Olin, though, for the eventual teleport, and maybe Olin try to, like, congregate a little bit more towards the middle at the start of your turn while you're holding, like, while you're preparing for this teleport, just to make sure that everyone can get to you for when the teleport's ready, because, yeah, people just need to crowd around you within 10 feet, and it will be fine. But yeah, so Vora, get ready for that. If you have to wait, bonus action Rage, and then throw a Javelin, probably at this dragon. Remember, you have your Divine Fury, so I think you can do an extra 1d6 plus something for the level. I think it's half your Barbarian level, so what are you? Barbarian 5, 6, so like 2 or 3 extra points of damage. So remember that. If you fail a save to the dragon, remember that you have your Fanatical Focus. And if it's before, like, Roland's turn when this dragon tries to shoot its fire off, remember that a success due to the Circle of Power means absolutely no damage. So you'll be fine. So yeah, that's very important. Just make sure you get the dragon down. Your point on this, should probably be your main objective, because you're completely suited to taking him down. And then obviously Tiberius needs to go because we want to get Marcus back his weapon. Speaking of Marcus, let's talk about Lucius for a second. Let's see, Marcus, if you could draw Tiberius's fire however you can, that'd be awesome. Of course, like, get sneak attacks in on this dragon, because if it's prone, you'll have advantage, everyone else will be there, and if you can somehow get a crit, that will be good night dragon. Like, we have so many people that can probably get close to one-shotting this thing after it goes down. If possible, though, make sure Tiberius is focusing on you and not the big marshals, because we need our big hitters to stay up and doing damage as long as possible. Roleplay a little, like, call him names, tell him he's a pig fucker. I don't really care. I don't think anyone will care. But as long as he's attacking you, he's not attacking the people that have, like, 3 or 4 attacks a turn that can absolutely wreck shit. So it's almost like, Marcus, you're going to be a tank this battle, hopefully, if we can get Tiberius attacking only you. But we don't know what Tiberius's weapon does now that it's fully formed, so we'll just have to do our best. Castle. Connor, I have belief in you. This is your time to do all the paladin damage you can. But first off, your Sword of Protection can cast Sanctuary. So if you could cast Sanctuary on Olin, that would be great, just so that he is, again, protected. And, like, he's not going to go down, and by the time he fully gets to safety and can start shooting, it shouldn't be a problem. Consider haste on yourself, my friend. Just consider. I don't know if that's what you were planning to do, but I think a +2 to your AC, and extra action, all of that would be super powerful. It would, again, it would take a setup turn to kind of Sanctuary and then haste yourself, but I mean, you would already get an attack that turn from haste, so it wouldn't be that much of a setup. But, like, if you're waiting and you have to wait for the actual teleport to go off, yeah, bonus action Sanctuary on Olin, action haste, and then with your extra action, just dodge, because you will be completely fine, my friend. They will not be able to hit you, and you'll have advantage on all deck saves in case something weird goes on. So you should be fine there. Smite if your life fucking depends on it. Or it does kind of depend on it, because these 3 fuckers right here are coming for our shit. And if we allow them to, like, get in and not deal with them quickly, they are going to output so much damage. So yeah, Smite if your life depends on it, because it does. Dragon first. That dragon has to fucking die. Tiberius second, because who knows what the fuck that weapon does. And if Frost somehow gets free, I mean, they're number 1. If you're hasted, you have the speed to go and kill Frost, basically. Like, you can go all over the battlefield at this point, because you'll have 60 feet of movement, plus a dash. You have 120 feet. I think that covers this entire fucking battlefield. So you can get around and do whatever you need to do. Remember your Vow of Enmity. A Vow of Enmity should probably go on the dragon first, just to make sure you're getting crits. But if this dragon's really weak, honestly, consider Tiberius, because, you know, we'll be going for him next, and you just have nothing better to bonus action on. Because the dragon will die, but Tiberius will probably be alive a little bit longer in this combat. If you can, stay next to everyone, because everyone who's still listening, Connor has an aura that goes about him for 10 feet. And this aura gives a +4 to all saving throws. It's super powerful, and it's useful. This is especially useful if Tiberius and the dragon, you know, are dealt with, and, you know, something else is trying to come mess with us. Basically, Connor's aura could basically save your life, because with advantage, with a +4 to you, you'll be fine. So at the start of the battle, basically, everyone but Oland, Vora, and Richard are going to be there. So maybe, like, if you could pivot and, like, get in just so that you're next to Connor, I'll make sure that Richard pivots, like, here as well. Or I think the pivot point needs to be kind of like this point right here, maybe around Lucius, where everyone can just get together. Like, we're gonna hunker together for a bit, but then as soon as we teleport back here, we'll just kind of eventually start to disperse and take out all these targets, so it will be fine. And I don't think, if we deal with Frost and the dragon, that our congregation will be, you know, too bad, because also, being near Roland, being near Castle, like, Usually you don't want to bunch together, but I think in this case we really have to bunch together because that's when we're going to be most powerful. So remember that Connor's aura is a thing that exists. Remember to take that +4, and just basically remember. Other Connor, Borf. Borf, kill them all. Like, you're a fucking beast, man. Just go all out. Action surge this dragon as soon as possible. Like, it needs to fucking die. And if you can get off, what? I think at this point it would be 4 attacks against it. That's awesome. Roll attacks and damage individually, because we don't want to waste attacks into an already dead creature. So, like, don't roll, like, 4 attacks at once. Don't roll 5 attacks at once. I think you can make 5 attacks. Yeah, but we don't want to waste everything there. Yeah, we don't want to waste everything. This will be a tough combat. Vora, Castle, and Borf are basically going to need to provide hella damage. It's just probably going to be a little bit rough. Not going to lie. If you need to wait for the teleportation, take the dodge action. And second wind is a bonus action if you need it. With dodge and shield, these fuckers will be at disadvantage hitting your 21 AC, which is 16 plus 5. But mathematically, it's equivalent to a 26 AC, which you're not going to be hit. And then after the teleport happens, destroy. Like, just absolutely mess up their day. Now, Richard. Round 1, which Richard is casting Sanctuary on himself, and then he's going to Spirit Guardians. And he will be the heal bot for this combat. So basically, he's going to make sure that if anyone goes down, Richard can pick them up. So he's going to be devoting basically everything to healing, casting resistance, enhance ability, whatever. He'll try to cast enhance ability at the start as well if he... Well, enhance ability, like, maybe on... I don't know. He'll try to enhance ability somebody at some point, but not really sure when. It'll depend on the target, who's ever, like, really low, maybe. Spirit Guardian should discourage other soldiers from getting too close, so that will be good. And he'll generally just be keeping everyone safe and everyone up, especially since Roland and Talisarian, Oland and Castle, like, people that can heal will kind of be fulfilling other roles. This is Richard's time to shine. Battle plan now, like, full-on, big-ass battle plan. Number 1, we have to take out Frost. Frost is the key to all of this. He's number 1 priority. Garrick probably has him, but we should probably, if at all possible, keep him alive so that he can change Borf's wife back from a rock. And maybe we can learn more information about him. But yeah, like, maybe we take his hands or something, just so that he can't cast, like, shit. And, I don't know, like, we'll figure it out. Like, I think Teleport has, different components to it, but we can probably keep him alive if we just reduce him to 0. Garrick, like, puts his body, like, I don't know, over here, and then goes back into the fight. I don't know, but, like, if we cannot keep him alive and we have to kill him, that's fine. Best case scenario is we keep him alive. Second priority is this dragon right here. One breath weapon could wreak havoc on us, and we don't want that to happen. Third priority is Tiberius, right there. Fuck him up. Basically, we don't know what his weapon does. We don't know what really he can do. It's probably pretty nasty, but just make sure that he can't wreck our day, because he's probably the 3rd most dangerous person here. I mean, we don't know. He might be the 2nd, but I just don't want that dragon messing with us. We also really need to get Lucius's weapon back, because that's a big part of his backstory, so we'll try to put that all together. Fourth is big. These kind of roguish people up here, these archers, they need to go. They need to go, like, 4th. They're a bigger priority than these fuckers right here. Because they probably have sneak attack, number 1. And number 2, ranged attackers are more dangerous than melee attackers, because they're going to be able to cover this entire battlefield with arrows. No matter where anyone goes, you just won't be safe. So taking out them is probably going to be number 4. And then 5 is going to be the regular soldiers down here. We know what they're about. I think they have 2 attacks each. They have their fire, so let's count that at like 2.5 attacks. Maybe even 3. They have 3 attacks each. These are 12 attacks, essentially, that these guys can output every single round. So we have to be careful about them. We have to, be wary, not let them overwhelm one person, not let them congregate those 12 attacks on, like, I'll say Borf or Castle. Honestly, if they all attack Roland, perfectly fine with that. They can go fuck themselves. But we'll just try to see what happens there. Roland will actually try, I think, to persuade them to stand down, if given the chance, because if we take down Frost and the Dragon and are doing well, they'll probably leave, and we take down Frost, the Dragon, and Tiberius, I think they're gone. They're gone. Blah. I think that they're gone. They have no reason to stay after that, because, we're taking all their people out. Why would they stay? They'll probably will stay, knowing Aaron, so we'll just have to deal with that. But now you know your targets. We know what we have to do. Like, this is going to be a really big fight, because our action economy is outgunned. Like, if we look at it, Roland's action economy is about 4 actions. Here, I'm going to do a different color so I can explain this better. Roland has about the equivalent of 4 actions. Borf has the equivalent of, like, 4 as well with the action surge. Castle has the equivalent of 3. Lucius has the equivalent of 2 with a sneak attack. Garrick, at this point, he's probably going to have, like... No, he won't have 1. He'll probably have 2 with his bonus action. But, his main job is to take down Frost so that we don't get destroyed. Richard, basically 1. Olin is 1. Vora will say, like, maybe 3 if she can get a crit, but we don't know. She has a better chance of critting, but, we put all this together, and that's 8, 11, 13, 15, 16, 17. We have 20. We have 20 actions on our side here. Each one of these guys together is 2, so that's 8. Each of these guys we know is 12, so that meets us right here. The dragon has the equivalent of about 5, based on my predictions and my past experience with dragon. Virion Frost, probably 4. And then Tiberius, I don't know. I'm going to say 4 just to be safe. So we have 20, 28, that's going to be like 33. 33. That's insane. They almost have double the amount of actions that we do. Like, they are just much quicker. They have more actions than us, so we have to be very strategic. We need to start removing those big actions as soon as possible. That's why we're removing Frost. It's 29, and then we're trying to remove the Dragon. It's 24. After that, we're going for Tiberius. It's 20. And after this, we're trying to basically rely on Shout Factor. So that's where this plan is coming from. Removing the actions in the necessary order. Because honestly, this 4, like, with my general, like, balancing scale for combats, can easily become a 16. And if a 33 can jump to a 49, and it's 49 v20, we're not winning that. This, like, it's not a winnable scenario then. So, no matter what, Frost needs to go. Because if Frost doesn't go, I think we're fucked. Hopefully y'all watch this. I don't know if you will watch this, but this is my general thought process. I'm going to post this in a separate chat just for us, so we'll see how this goes. If anyone knows the Borf Connor and can send this to him, please do, because I think that will be super helpful. Thank you. Bye.